And welcome back to another devotion. I am Pastor Roy Carlin here at Woodlawn Christian Church in Lake City, Iowa, and this devotion is for Tuesday, April 1st of 2025. It's April Fool's Day, so be on the watch that someone doesn't pull something over on you today, as they say. We are in the book of Acts, and last Thursday we made it to chapter 12. We looked at just the first 5 verses on Thursday of last week, so today we're going to pick up at verse 6. We're going to go through verse 11 today, which is going to start us off in the section that the Revised Standard Version calls Peter Delivered from Prison. Now, if you remember what we talked about on Thursday last week, James had been arrested by Herod and killed. They had killed him with the sword. When he saw that the Jewish leaders liked this or were in favor of this, he decided, hey, we're going to arrest Peter as well, and we're probably going to do the same thing to him. But they're going to wait until after Passover. So they arrest him, they put him in prison, and they put 4 squads of soldiers there to guard him. He's very much under guard. Herod apparently is suspicious that something's going to happen, and he's not about to let this guy slip away. So with that, let's jump into verse 6 and go through 11, and then we'll talk about it just a bit, shall we? All right. The very night when Herod was about to bring him out, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and sentries before the door were guarding the prison. And behold, an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell, and he struck Peter on the side and woke him, saying, "Get up quickly." And the chains fell off his hands. And the angel said to him, "Dress yourself and put on your sandals." And he did so. And he said to him, "Wrap your mantle around you and follow me." And he went out and followed him. He did not know that what was done by the angel was real, but thought he was seeing a vision. When they had passed the first and second guard, they came to the iron gate leading into the city. It opened to them of its own accord, and they went out and passed on through one street, and immediately the angel left him. And Peter came to himself and said, "Now I am sure that the Lord has sent his angel and rescued me from the hand of Herod and from all that the Jewish people were expecting." They were expecting he was going to be killed. Here, Peter is a little confused. He's thinking he's having a dream. It's kind of like one of those dreams you have when you're in this crazy, whatever the crazy thing that's going on, and you don't think anything of it. But at first, you might don't think it's a dream, and then all of a sudden you go, "Wait a minute, it's a dream." But for Peter, he instead goes, "Wait a minute, this isn't a dream. This is real." All of a sudden he comes to, and he's in the street. He's out in the streets. And we'll talk about what he does next on Thursday. But what do we take from this? We left off also, and I didn't mention that earlier, they left off, so Peter was kept in prison, but earnest prayer for him was made to God by the church. All of the people, all of his friends, and the folks that are following Christ, the Messianic Jews at this point, they're in fervent prayer. They're earnest prayer. And it's the last night. It's the last minute. The clock has run down to 11:59. Now, I can tell you that many times in my life, and Gail would attest to that too, and she's a much better prayer warrior than I am. I will attest to that. Much better. Has much more faith than I do as far, excuse me. But many times there's something needed to be done, something was going on, and you're praying for some help, some intervention, and the clock is ticking down, and it's in that 11th hour, and then suddenly something manifests itself, and the situation is taken care of. And I've seen this in my own life so many times, that prayers go down to the 11th hour. In almost the clock's going to hit midnight, and finally, somehow, some way, you have some relief from the situation. And that's what's going on here with Peter. The very night when Herod was about to bring him out to kill him, as they say, would be what we would assume, since he has killed James. Why not? Why would he not kill Peter at this point? The angel shows up. And all of these guys, the best guards that Herod could put there to guard him, it's of no avail. They just walk on out. The chains fall away. and they walk out of the prison, and Peter is free. The worst intent of humanity has been disregarded by God. It was nothing for God to disrupt their intentions. And we need to remember that. We don't always, though, have our prayers answered in the way we want them. And that's one of the other things I learned when Gail and I were in prayer about things. It wasn't always the way we prayed, what we prayed for, that took care of the situation. So we have to be aware of that. Peter might have been in prayer that, the angels would come in and slay all of the guards and just big deliverance. And that's just it. They fell asleep. And they walk out. They don't run out. They just walk out. It's not exactly what they had envisioned, I'm sure. And that's the way it works. God's provision will come in time, but it may not come in the way that we think. And we need to be ready to recognize that. And we have to understand that's just the way it is. God knows what's going on. We don't know the whole big picture. We just see this little tiny snippet of the big picture. So I think that's what I've got for you today. I'm going to cut it off there, and we will pick up at verse 12, and we'll go on from there next on Thursday. Have a blessed day. Be a blessing to someone today. If you enjoy these devotions, please like and subscribe. Come on back again. Remember, God loves you. Take care. Bye-bye.